Let's build a fully automated base with electricity that's already farming resources while you're AFK in under 1 hour with a level 10 character. Yes, this is a brand new char that I just whipped out, still wearing my tier 1 test subject gear. And we're in the 25 zone, get the base whooped up, first boss not even killed. I can now go on, just do the things the main quest wants from me, while my base is producing tons of resources that I don't have to gather myself. The most important thing, character creation, and we're talking about the body. And in this case, it's all about the weight. Yes, weight matters, because the thicker you are, the better it is. If we're going to pull up the fitness all the way to the right, that means we're going to be 98 kilogram, base load is 100 kilograms, so we can carry more. Our melee attack speed is slower, but we get another 15% bonus damage. And our weapon stability is plus 15%, which will allow us to essentially melee one-hit every single opponent. Even the big elites are just going to get chopped up like firewood. Name your character extra thick. And in the intro area, we're just wanting to pick up 3 set pieces. Because right now we are wearing the test subject mask together with the top and the pants. That gives us pollution resist, bonus HP and melee damage plus 10%. Now we get a helmet, boots, and gloves left open. So these are the pieces you need to find in the tutorial. After picking up your little baby carriage backpack, make sure to loot all the crates in the area available. We want the machete, obviously. And now you can already see that we are close to one-hitting our opponents, but not yet one-hitting. And that's kind of annoying because we just want to take everyone out with one swing of our weapon. You get some Molotovs. These are useless. What you rather want to have is, go past Dave here, the gear crate, because this is where we're going to be picking up pieces of the rustic gear. And the rustic gear is our second set. That's movement speed and melee damage. So technically only 2 pieces needed. The third piece would be bonus HP. But as long as you have the 2 pieces, you're beefing up your melee damage so much that you can already swing and hit people with a one-hit. Now, obviously, we need that second piece for that, and that is rustic shoes. Now, we do have the 2 pieces and a total of 25% bonus melee damage. The one chest to not forget in the tutorial is through the left side, because there is some more canned meat, and that will allow us to just be food buffed out the whole time. Can eat that canned meat and boom. I don't want to leave a single chest lying around though, because more items is more items and they'll make the start easier. And now you'll notice with all the bonuses, we're suddenly one-hitting everyone. Perfection. Pick up the butterfly to progress. In the in-between area, there is only 2 things you need to really do. And that is not forget about the butterfly and loot copper instead of gravel. I'll show you. First, you get to deposit the butterfly in here, but you can pull this out at the end. So don't forget your butterfly there, because you can actually take 2 butterflies with you, which is kind of funny. Now in the tutorial, they'll ask you to put on the rustic jacket, straight up swap back to your test subject top because of the set bonuses. Now the game prompts you to gather trees and also get some gravel. Now the trees is quite obvious. We'll just be chopping trees for that. But for the gravel, you're not going to be going to get rocks. Nope. You're going to get copper, because that makes our early start a whiffy easier, since every hit of copper also provides gravel to you. And as we're then landing into the main game, we can smoother transition to the fully electricized base that is already farming resources for you, and that in under 1 hour. With all your resources in the backpack, you're being prompted to quickly craft yourself a crossbow, which we're only going to be using to shoot some deer. Otherwise, we're not going to be using the crossbow at all. And then you're just straight up starting the event. Don't forget to actually loot the 30 arrows, because there will be a weapon crate in front of your feet. That does actually respawn if you want to pull this out to get more arrows, but that would be simply wasting time. Still though, we want to have the 30 arrows there for free. And then you just run forward, because this thing can't actually kill you. This is meant to be a tutorial. So you're just running up and then you're going. Name's the game. Just melee things. Done. Before you leave the vicinity now, yoink the butterfly out simply because you can. Talk to Mitsuko. And the game will dump you out in the middle of the air. And we're aiming for a certain location. You're going to be opening your map, and that is where Deathsville is. And in the direction of Deathsville, we're actually going to stir, because here's the bridge. That's Deathsville. That's the bridge. You want to build your base right next to that bridge in the beginning. Don't worry, we're only going to stay here until we have the motorcycle. But there's a good reason to actually put your bridge right there. And that is there's 2 deviants that we can super easy pick up very early on. One is just spawning in the open world, while for the other, we just have to literally nudge a single tin ore. 1 and done. Couldn't be more beautiful. Best case scenario, there's going to be enough territories available on your server that you can actually put your base down here at the water side, because that'll just allow you to easier go to the left, and that's where our first beaver already is. Yep. This deviant will be able to gather logs for you now from the very start on. He doesn't want to get secured on the first try, but he should get secured on the second try. And now you run back to your base and just put it in, and you have something to farm trees for you. Just like that. Crazy. Simply use the facility, deposit him in, and the important part is he doesn't have to be happy. He has his mood up here, music, crops, electricity, not needed. He will work regardless. And the thing respawns. As a first step, they want you to get the smithing essentials knocked out. You're going to get the disassembly bench as they want to. And you're straight up going to pick up the copper pickaxe as well, as you want to have a copper pickaxe as soon as possible. Lastly, pick yourself up the essential tools workbench, and that's about it. More you don't want. Your beaver is already automatically farming things for you, and you definitely need to kill now 2 deer. With your trusty crossbow equipped, we're already starting to take them out. And the simple reason is that the rawhide is not only the most rare resource in the game, it's also needed to actually craft yourself a pickaxe. Yes, so whenever you find an animal, take them down, because you want to run around with a supply of 20 rawhide at any given point. The meat doesn't really matter. The game is prompting you to gather a bunch of resources, and that's what we're going to do, but we're going to be over-gathering. So you want to go at least for 200-300 logs straight away, because you're going to have to craft a lot of coal. Don't worry, we'll be in this guide trying to skip over the coal stage as quick as possible, because not having a furnace is so annoying. Like the standard furnace, essentially every single time you want to craft something, coal. But the electrical furnace is just throw things in and it works. For that, we do need electricity, but electricity we couldn't get faster. Let's knock out the first buildings with the furnace, so you are able to smelt all your things, and we can build the supply workbench too, as we're looking desperately to get ourselves the next upgraded copper pickaxe. So we're going to be needing those ingots. Therefore, bunch of charcoal, and here you're just going to go all the way through to make as much as possible, and then we're going to get ourselves the 7 copper ingots for the pickaxe, because our main goal is actually to, as fast as possible, go into the bronze crafting and pick up a bronze pickaxe as well. We have no more energy links left, we have no more memetics left. Don't forget to press your J button and actually claim everything the game gives you, because right now for doing things right, we get bonus XP. The game is just shoving that as you. You're getting the battle pass, and most importantly, you want to fill out the season golds, because doing any kind of season golds here right now really quickly gives you bonus meme points that we could then get all the meme points we need for electricity. With the charcoal at the ready, we're banging out as many copper ingots as we have here right now with 20. And while the thing is going on, make sure to keep gathering resources. Don't just stand there. You need some more copper. You'll need some more trees for charcoal. So just make sure that you keep gathering stuff. You're going to be having an eye on your furnace, essentially furnacing away, but we don't want to waste a single second here right now. You want to stand around and just stare at that crafting to essentially progress. Correct? And next, in the next 2 minutes, we're going to be picking up already our next deviant. Run back, 8 copper already made. Now we got time. We're going to pick up 2 more copper ores. Then we're going to pick up our Digby boy with the new pickaxe, because we just need tin ore for this. And then with the tin ore, we can already go into the bronze times to make ourselves a bronze pickaxe, which will increase the yield. Right now, we're getting 4 copper ore with every hit. That's nothing. That's actually sad. We get all our copper ingots. We're going to straight up make more charcoal as we're going to be needing the charcoal. We can bang out the next 5 copper ingots as they'll be needed. You can make yourself now your copper pickaxe, but for bronze, we would be needing bronze ingots. And for bronze ingots, well, we do simply need tin. But that's all easy peasy because tin is just waiting for you. Throw your crude pickaxe out of the inventory and then just simply cross over the water because the water area is already level 15, tier 2. And we get ourselves those beautiful tin ores here. And the first time you actually loot a tin ore, you get a Digby boy. That's our next deviant already. Perfection. Now remember, as I said, we do need a little bit more rawhide. So as we're now about to turn around, you need to kill some more of these deer. You're here already, so you want to pick up as much tin ore as you can, because with these tin ore, we're going to be making ourselves the next pickaxe. And then we'll be gathering resources 8 times faster, which is just brilliant. We're going to pick up these 2 more tin ores, head back to our base, but on the way, essentially take out some more deer for the rawhide. And with all the charcoal we have made and the tin we get ready, we can just knock another 7 tin out exactly for what we need. And now, most importantly as well, since we have the Digby boy already, you can go for function facility and we'll need to get some metal scraps and some glass. The metal scraps we can only get over discovering essentially, but glass you can just make yourself 10 already. Very simple. Now we got to build the disassembly bench that the quest actually goes further forward. So that one is being knocked out as well. And yes, this is essentially going to be our base. That's what we're focusing on. You can already trash your crude pickaxe as you don't need it. Get the basic resources back. Open the journey screen. Gain some more experience. And that's like, right, we're at level 4 suddenly. This is so much worth it. Now, before we leave this, pick up your 7 bronze ingots. And a wonder, that's a bronze pickaxe. Don't forget to remove the copper pickaxe out of your bar. So we're using the bronze pickaxe. And just as a comparison, before we were gathering 4 per swing. And now we're getting another 8 per swing. So just double the yield as before. And on the trees, I think we're getting 5 or 10 per hack. And now as we're gathering resources, we're sitting at 15. It's just so much faster speeding everything up. You get to do the quest, so travel 360 meters to the Eve of Evolution. And there is 2 important things that you need to look out for. First and foremost, there is a hidden chest that I'll show you. But most importantly, really try to pick up every resource, because we need to make these 20 scraps that we can build our containment units to put the Digby boy in, and also the next beaver we're going to pick up very soon. As you're traveling in this direction, melee weapon is your friend, because we're again one-hitting everything, right? We're not 2-hitting, we're not 3-hitting, no, we're 1-hitting everything. You'll be probably getting past this building. Definitely scoot out through it because there's a bunch of resources in there. Scrap metal is your friend in this case. As you're getting close to the marker, there is the tent area, and the tent area does actually have 2 more crates that you want to loot. Should be good storage crates. Don't forget to queue to see like everything around that you could yoink up. Every single piece of material matters. Yes, there is a chest inside there. And the other chest is very close to the monolith that we do want to pick up. That's another storage crate for even more materials. And it's tons of materials, right? And before you ask, yes, the first boss can be solely done with a melee weapon as well. It's a little bit illegal when it comes down to that, to be honest. That was already 27 metal scraps, if I saw correct, and we're going to be getting more. Now it's going to ask you to travel 100 meters in this direction, so you get everything knocked out. And then you'll need to talk to Mary, who's the hot lady that's obviously evil, because what would a random hot lady be talking to us? We're goddamn nerd in a like weird-ass suit, right? Run to the entrance of the monolith after you're prompted to and talk to Mary. But you do notice this purple light. That's what we're going to be interacting with, and these are everywhere in the world. Since when you're interacting with this anomaly, it respawns in your vicinity, up there, and you get to walk through it again. This can go up to 6, 7 times. And if you do that, you get a bonus chest that has fantastic kinds of loot, going from Energy Link, Planula, Star Source, and it also gives you a season goal complete. And again, we talked about knocking out these season goals, giving a like or a dislike to a whisper message, or interacting with a post and just liking it. That's another season goal completed. And with these 2 season goals knocked out, boom, I get another 10 meme points. And we're suddenly sitting at 18 memetics, and I can already go in the direction of steel for the electro refinery, because that's going to be another 3, 5, and 3 points you need. Open your map, straight up teleport back to your base as you're prompted to. Check if the Beaver has respawned, because he might already be back there again. Assembly bench, throw everything in for the beautiful metal scrap we're looking for. Then we can pick up our 10 glass that we made earlier. Select B, get the next containment unit if we had enough copper ingots, because it does want to us to have copper ingots. So we need to make some more charcoal and copper. And while this is being processed, go back to the good old rise and grind for a second. Now the game prompts you to essentially get yourself a gear workbench, and you'll be having to craft your first weapon. So memetics, get the gear workbench. You don't have to go for basic gear or long-range firepower unless you would like to run around with a sniper rifle. But we're going to be focusing on the baseball bat anyways. We're going to be focusing on doing melee anyways. So not really looking for the other stuff right now. We're knocking out a lot of palm trees because you saw that we need way more charcoal. And again, we want to skip that charcoal phase as quick as we can because it's annoying. And soon we should be getting our bike that we're really looking for, because with our bike, we can then get the electricity rolling. Make some more copper. Make way more charcoal, as we're going to need that. And actually knock out all the copper you can at the given moment. Let that cook for a second, since we do want to get our Digby boy running there. Then we would have someone who could already collect iron ore for us. Yep, the Digby boy, despite there not being any iron close by, can actually collect iron ore. It's quite crazy. Bring some boiled water in between. I mean, our food is still up, so that's not a problem. And here's already our first resources. It might be only 10 trees, but it's 10 trees we're getting for free that we don't have to do anything for, that we just exist and we get. Now, we are able to build the next containment unit, VUB. And in this one, we're going to be depositing the Digby boy. That's not someone for ore and for trees. The easiest to get them is actually radio music. Because the radio music, if we're opening the memetics, go to the right side, that would be wooden support. Then we're going to go for wooden doors and windows, basic furniture, and also basic furniture level 2. Now, down to 9 meme points, but we got the radio. For the radio, though, you need an electronic part that we will get rather soonish. Open up your journey screen after doing all of this, and again, just claim that juicy experience that you all just earned, because we got 2 memetics, we teleported around, we got the gunsmiths going. Ta-da! Back to straight up 660 energy link to craft more stuff, and now they want us to put out the workbench, as we have been making all these copper ingots to essentially knock out said workbench. Straight up prompt him to make more charcoal, as we'll be needing the charcoal, as we'll be needing the copper ingots. Then we're going to be building the gear workbench. And the game wants you to craft a single weapon. Now, it does actually say any weapon. So unlock memetic basic gear, that's optional, and then craft any type of weapon. So you could craft yourself just simply that baseball bat, which is more potent than the weapon you have. It would be better to craft it as tier 2 than tier 1, but we're not level 10 yet, so we can't pick it up. But this one essentially is going to be a nice little swinger, just destroying things left, right, and center. And your old weapon and gear, especially that stupid rustic jacket, you're straight up rinsing through the disassembly bench. Now, the baseball bat didn't actually count. You could knock out a pistol, but honestly, I prefer the shotgun because it's very nice to knock out some elites. And, well, you got the blueprint for it, so just get it done, and you get a boomstick in case you need a boomstick. And they do want you to craft some ammunition, so we're going back to memetics into the crafting, and we're gonna get munitions level 1, And there we can get ourselves some copper shotgun bullets. In this case, I'm going to make 120. They should be lasting for the first 2 bosses. And now begins the real fun. We're being prompted to go to Deathsville, so you'll just teleport there straight away or run the first few meters, and Mary will actually give you the bike so that we're finally able to actually ride around. And now we're going to be moving straight up to Iron and the electricity era. Talk to the culprits in question to essentially knock out everything. We got to be unlocking the teleportation tower, so you got to get all the stuff done. Talk to Lo, talk to Mary, talk to everyone available. You'll reach level 5 in this area, and that gets you your first mimetic specialization. Now, there are 2 strategies, and that leave this open until you're level 50 to kind of get the best of the best of the best. But you can already look at this and see if there's anything useful. For example, moonlight mining would give us more yield, but that one in the long run is actually bad. Jump boost allows us to gain double jump. If you consume a jump booster, not worth it. Roasted and dried slow, not worth it. And deluxe storage crate, also none of these is worth it. So they're all technically bad. As we're going to be mining at night at times, you can take the moonlight mining early, since we can reroll 1 per week in the game. So there are 6 rerolls in total. It doesn't hurt. And now as you're planning your next move with Mary, you should be finally getting your bike. And not only your bike, you're also unlocking commissions. You can summon them over tap, get V out, interact with them, view commissions. And they're so important to activate early because they're massive XP for bonus mimetics. Kill 15 Deviants, yes. Then make 30 servings of boiled water, simple. Drive 3,000 kilometers. We're going to drive a lot, so that's nice. View and like 5 comments left by other players is simple as well. Smelt 50 ingots of any material and heal 5 times with an activator. All of these will be relatively simple knocked out. I mean, the first one is already this. Comment, and you get the first quest and then the level and even more meme points. Like, commissions are so important because they just streamline your progress. Boom. That's level 6, 2,000 XP, 13,000, 16 meme points in total. Now, before you head out with a bike, there's one thing you're going to do. You're going to interact with a teleporter on G, and we're going to swap the world to World 12, for example. In World 12, your base ain't there, but that's also not the point. We're going to be knocking out World 12 because World 12 potentially has another Beaver. Yes, that's kind of like how it works. The world spawn deviants, they are unique to every single world. There it goes. There's the next Beaver. If I swap the world again, there might be the next Beaver. If I swap the world again, there might be the next Beaver. I could be farming a bunch of them straight away. I just want to have a second one because they're so simple to knock out. Make your way quickly back to Deathsville. And also check your seasonal progress because you secured another Deviant. So we're going for the next 10 meme points. And in general, your story progress, journey progress under J is almost yielding us another level. And yes, we do need these levels as we want the meme points for the electricity. Now you go back to Deathsville and talk to Mr. Lowe because Mr. Lowe has 2 quests for you. The one you want is the Digby boy. Because the Digby boy is another Digby boy and he's available from this quest line. And for that, we just need to get ourselves to Throwwill. The main quest wants you to go here to the Rotten Manor. We don't care. We're going to go straight up to Throwwill. And afterwards, we're going to make ourselves into the Iron area. For the record, we're currently in for 35 minutes, roughly, just to give you a feeling because we've had some cuts, but this is now the 35-minute mark. Before you drive all the way to Throwwill, make sure that you're carrying at least 30 copper ore because we will have to trade that to our Digby boy, for our Digby boy, that he wants to come with us. We are entering into Throwwill from the side, and as you need the scrap metal to build your containment units, make sure to just knock out the city quickly, right? Find the rift anchor, find the mythical crate, loot the trash bins for potential good stuff. Make your way on top of the wooden building. For this, we're going to go inside because, again, there is all the loot. These cabinets are always good. Get everything knocked out, right? All the stuff that's not nailed to the walls, bring it with you. Behind there is a stair up. Again, loot the trash can. Trash cans just have big banger, always stuff in. Another man's trash might come up. Get the storage crate, and there is the Digby boy. And he's going to be sad and lonely, and he's going to ask you to please feed him because he's hungry. And we wouldn't be a nice person if we wouldn't provide that. And suddenly, you get yourself the second Digby boy already. That's 2 beavers and 2 Digby boys to just use. Run over to the other side, get all the loot, get the next storage crate, get the mythical crate too, plus the weapon crate. And there might actually be a good weapon to pick up. Kill the dude. Swung. Getting ourselves the blast suit. The blast suit is kind of nice. You could think about crafting that, but you wouldn't be crafting the jacket. You would craft the helmet because the helmet gives you heavy melee damage plus 20%. And right now, if I put one piece of the rustic off, I lose some HP, but hell, I would get still the melee damage, and then another 20% big banger melee damage as well. And we just need to find the next crate, which is on top of the next wooden building, and activate the rift anchor to have this area done. Again, loot all the loot available. Activate the rift anchor, since you'll need that for the first boss. And you're done with Throw Will, and we're done with the early region. Now with our journey, everything picked up, the next level up, 23 ciphers in total, you are going to be marking the position up here next to Greywater Camp. Seems a bit excessive that we would just be leaving this area straight away, but that's the whole point, because we can be setting up a base that's autonomously now farming as gear. And even if I had to go AFK now, even if I had to leave for 2, 3, 4 hours because my child is yelling, I have responsibilities, I have a life, I have a job, my base would be keeping farming resources. You come back after a few hours, after a day, and you're already stacked on stuff without having to lift a finger, and you can do the fun, normal progress of then knocking out one boss after the other. The drop is going to take around 2-3 minutes, so we're just going to jump to the position. And as a little tip, before you leave the area, you are going to take your shoddy and just take down some more deer, because we just want to have enough rawhide to essentially be able to craft ourselves the next pickaxe. Because if you don't have any rawhide at all, you're going to be having to farm like tier 25 deer. That's okay. Like they're not like impossible to kill, but it's obviously easier to take down like some lower level deer than we would be focusing on killing some higher level deer now, right? They're here, they're relatively low, so just knock out like until you get 5 or 6 rawhide. There's a certain area in this region where I would like you to transfer your base to. Just to give you a feeling, even if we would like to now kill some mobs with our melee weapon, right? This is level 21. I could be still twacking these. It ain't worth it though, and there's already iron, right? There's already iron. I get another level up for discovering. Now you're gonna straight right through the whole polluted area until we're reaching the end of it. So that's the right side, that's the top of it. This is Greywater Camp, and we will have the collapsed shaft in front of you. And in this area, there is a bunch of iron nodes paired together still with tin and copper. So if you want to just now press B and Z, we can move our base over here. And we're in this region where I can start farming iron. And the most important thing to now go for mimetics is we want to get the forging techniques, we want to get the steel pickaxe, and we want to get the electro refining. For the electro refining, we would need a ton of steel, electronic parts, and standard parts. These electronic parts and standard parts we don't have yet, but that's what we have the area behind us for. Obviously, our gear is bad and we're getting the Stardust pollution, but to be fair, we don't need good gear to just pick up things lying around. And you saw it. We can still melee weapon twack these guys left, right, and center. The best part is we can make our first iron already. Now it's important to not make too much iron with your current furnace, because what you're looking for is HP recovery, down to 14 meme points, and then intermediate tools for the next workbench. The good thing about the next workbench, it simply needs bronze ingots from you. And we can still make another 6, and we'll need to farm some tin for that. What we're going to do before we farm down the refinery pollution point, we're going to teleport all the way down to Deathsville. Before we do anything else right now, you're going to make yourself another 20 glass, and we're going to be having to look out that we have enough copper and metal scraps. We get another 15 copper. That is fantastic. But we don't have, oh, we actually do have some more stuff. So we should have enough metal scraps to craft 2 more of these structures. Now, keep in mind, we need to have 1 and we want to have another 1. But for this, we need some more copper ingots and a little bit more glass. So make yourself some copper ingots too. In case you don't have the charcoal, make some more charcoal and just go to farm it. Since we can put our second Beaver boy in, and we can put our second Digby boy in. And it would just be a waste to not just have them farm for you, as we're going to be now going a little bit around. And while you're making that copper for the containment units, just keep farming a little bit more of the iron already, as you're going to be having to have some iron to at least get yourself the pickaxe, and you'll need the iron anyways. So do use your waiting time. Do not stand around. You're finally in a region where everything is available to you. That will have us build the next facility, put in the second Digby boy, and they're already gathering, farming, going on. So 4 of these guys. Now we just got to get the parts to make them happy. For this, we're going to be teleporting back to Deathsville, and we're going to make our way to the Heart Industries. Because in the Heart Industries, we need some parts for the next workbench. It's a tier 2 workbench. It does need tier 2 parts, and they're just easier to pick up in that tier 2 region. Now, if you want to, you could swap worlds again to get yourself another Beaver, but I do think 2 and 2 is enough for the start right now, and they're getting you thousands of resources overnight. No, you're just simply going to ride to Heart Industries. Do keep in mind that you want to pick up some tin on the way to Heart Industries. We are not looking for tin in our region because, simple matter of fact, tin just overspawns here so much. Like there's tin every single second meter, and you want to make sure to take another 100 tin with you. Well, let's say probably 200 tin, that you're just having enough for the next workbench, and you're not going to be running into any kind of tin issues at some point. Yes, there is tin in your region, but again, you can just get masses very quick here. Now we're here at Heart Industries, and you kind of want to knock out the area quickly as well, as you'll be having to get the rift anchors done anyways for the boss fight. Right past all these nerds, because we're simply going into the building. Our goal is mainly to pick up a bunch of resources. So you can go in there. Again, you're going to be yoinking everything with a 1-hit due to us boosting our melee damage so much. You're going to queue, get all the resources. We're going to be looking for chests, all that stuff up there. And you can just jump upwards. There's a red glowing chest. You want to have that. You want to have the mythical crate. You essentially want to get the whole area quickly done. I mean, storage crates are leading to even more resources. These dudes are giving you some more XP that you might be reaching level 10, because with level 10, you can put on tier 2 gear already. And the tier 2 gear is just straight up so much more damage. For the mythical crate, you're taking the elevator upwards, so you can already call it down. But again, don't wait for it. How do we look? We get time to waste. We're going to be going past that inside the room to pick up the next crate. Don't try to actually hit these things. They just don't get hit. Pick up the next crate to that dude. And the dude looks a bit scary with a tart, but actually 2 twacks to the face will take him down. So you're kind of like respecting him, but you don't have to. Because you just get sent. And in order to truly finish the area, you actually got to kill the elite. And he's in the building called Area 01. It's like right next to the Heart Industry thingy. He's the Scorcher dude, which also just looks scary. And you can just beat the twack out of him. Or if you want to, remember you do have your shotgun. So you could also just blast him with your shotgun, whatever whatever fills your heart with joy. I usually just whack everything because, man, he's just easy twackable. Might be level 12, but we don't care. His little friend gotta go down too, which also has you have the gear crate next here, and that gives us even more loot, XP, everything, an item if we want to. Keep in mind that you do actually have to kill 15 normal opponents, so on top of activating the Rift Anchor, on top of getting the mythical crate, you could also kill 15 opponents, and we just unlocked the next weekly quest, which put us to level 9. That's 15 ciphers already, and with these 15 ciphers, under the logistics, we could already go for rainwater collection system, water storage if we want to. We can get the solar generators, and we can even get water filters and water pumps. We're not going to do that right now. We just get everything knocked out until solar generators already. Perfectly. Now you get that lady who looks like a very scary deviant called the Mother of Life, but yeah. Scary's different. Get her sent. Make up the stairs because there's another crate hidden up here. Don't want you to miss out. Twack Jimothy. Down. Pick up the weapon crate. You get now everything to build yourself the next workbench that we could essentially get ourselves the iron pickaxe. And now we're just jumping towards the Rift Anchor and teleporting back to our base straight away. If you feel like you didn't pick up enough materials, if you kind of want to discover a bit more, I mean, there's another chest, you know, that like you haven't seen the whole area, it's your first time. That's fine. Just take another 5 to 10 minutes to go through this area, twack some opponents, you know, get some more gear, get yourself accustomed with the game. No reason to rush, right? We just want to build up a very good functioning base. Now, funnily enough, we can't actually activate the Rift Anchor because we're officially not in this zone yet. Before you leave the area, it would be good if you travel all the bottom here, Hard Industries, right where my marker is. Because on top of this little building, there is something that you call a hidden crate. These crates can only be seen when you activate your queue for the ripple in space-time, right? But killing one of these crates is actually necessary for a seasonal goal. So getting that morphic crate down is another seasonal goal unlocked, which then pushes us closer again for the next part of the meme points. When at this point, we only get to do 5 headshots or backstab 10 more enemies or cook 5 dishes, and we get the next 10 meme points. Simple as that. Now just teleport back to your base. Throw everything you got into your disassembly bench. And if you don't have enough resources, that's fine. Don't worry. We're going to check. We got everything actually for the intermediate supply workbench. So do truly make sure to actually pick the place clean. Got to make some more of those bronze ingots that we talked about. Perfection. While you wait for the bronze ingots to happen, you can make some more charcoal, as we're going to be needing the charcoal for the steel. You get some more of that iron ore and some more of those trees next to you. And yes, your Digby boys and your dudes should have been farming some things too. So you can actually pick that up. You probably get another 20, 30, 40 iron, another 30, 40, 50 trees. So you're going to get free materials that we don't have to bother about. And the best part is we'll be able to actually make ourselves our iron pickaxe, which then increases our yield on everything again. As we're only getting 4 currently from the iron, that's kind of bad. I don't want to get 4. I want to get double. I want to get triple that. And that's what we're going to do, have the iron for. So now we're going to pick up those bronzes. Again, if you didn't have enough resources right there, you can teleport back to Deathsville to pick the place cleaner, or you can already start picking clean the place here next to us, the refinery pollution point. That one will also have some of the resources that are needed for the intermediate gear workbench. And now we can destroy our first workbench because we don't need it anymore, and we can build the intermediate supplies workbench. And there we got now finally our steel pickaxe, which needs the rawhide and 10 steel ingots. 10 steel ingots is so simple to be gotten, right? We can just make another 30, as we'll need a bunch. So hammer that through, hammer even more charcoal through. And for more charcoal, I'm going to pick up these 52 trees from him, the bonus iron, and the next 24 trees from his side. So I don't have to farm. I can just make more charcoal. Thank you very much. To bang out even more steel. We'll need all that steel. Now, before you go onto your trusty steed, furniture, home entertainment, radio. All of these do need music, so you're going to just bang out a radio, then fine-tune it to play classical because the least copyrighted music, and suddenly they're going to be gaining mood back faster and get you even more resources. Now we're going out to destroy hard industries, as we do need the standard parts for our electrical furnace, but especially the fireproof plastic and the refined parts. The standard parts we also could get from the tier 2 region, but the refined parts are only available from hard industries. Keep in mind, you don't actually have to fight anything here, right? You could just zoom through the area, spamming your Q button and making sure that you're getting whatever is not nailed to the walls, like the cash register. So again, pick the place clean. If you want to do the complete place, do the complete place. This is now from a timing perspective up to you, however you feel like it. Now the enemies are not really difficult, right? You can just twack everything. Sometimes you need 3 hits, sometimes you need 2 hits. As soon as you actually get level 10, you could equip a tier 2 weapon if you have one already. And make sure to loot these tiny trash bins because they're actually providing you a bunch of amazing resources. After picking the area clean, teleport back to your base. Throw it all into the assembly bench, and if you don't have enough, you gotta go back to pick up some more. Pick up all the steel ingots that you made over time. Actually do hit level 10, which gives us our next mimetic specialization, which could hopefully be a good one. This is actually nice. This assembly bench yields 30% more fabric parts and plastic. So that one would have been fantastic, right? If I had this before, that would be beyond good. This is actually one of my favorite ones. Keep in mind, when you get this, you do actually have to rebuild your disassembly bench because your old one is still the bad one, and this would be the new one. Now, as you can see, we suddenly have all the parts to actually build what we need. We just need some more copper ingots, and that's 8 more. Then we can just pick up some copper from the region, as we know there is copper. Now, we're going to extend our base by 1, 2, 3, 4 bottom parts. Going to be taking all our deviants that we currently have and put them in the middle together. And yes, you technically could use your meme points to get even more deviants now, so sky's the limit. You could pick up yourself another 5 beavers with a method that we showed you, and you're going to be actually building a roof over them, since your lads are asking for red light to be working more efficient. So you're going to enclose them in a little room, unlock basic storage so you can actually finally have storage, put a ceiling over these lads, and then under furniture, you can finally build a red circular light that will essentially make them work better or get their mood back faster. Because now your Digby boys have already 2 of their 3 things taken out. Now you're going to make as much copper as you can. Like we'll need tons of copper. You're going to need some more charcoal, because on top of the copper that you need for your furnace, we'll need 3 fuses for the electricity. So we can make 2 here, pick up some copper. If you want to, make yourself the steel pickaxe really quick for more yield. And that's going to be now 12 per hit. Yep, that's quite significant. Pick up your copper and put down your furnace right next to your workbench. Now, the furnace would be great because it can make everything without needing stuff. But we do need the electricity. So we get our solar panel and we get all the materials, the refined parts, fireproof plastic, electronic parts, and we have enough to craft multiple of these, right? Only 15 steel ingots needed, but we also need those 3 pesky fuses. So now we're going to have to go for this, and we're going to be having to craft 1, 2, 3 fuses, make ourselves a bunch of steel again, and we can pick up, instead of 4, now up to 8 iron per swing. Fantastic. And while you're waiting for your iron to be done, and with all our mimetic points left, we could currently knock out water filters, and we're missing only 3 more for a water pump, which we do have all the parts for already. Yes, we might have to do a little bit of grind, but this needs 10 energy. The electric furnace needs 5 energy. 1 solar panel is enough to power them both. And with some more parts from the refinery of pollution or the Greywater industrial zone, you straight up have the whole water production running as well with a purified water filter and your water pump. that can, by the way, just be put into the ground. Pick up our steel, slap the electricity on the roof, connect a wire, and then instantly abort anything this thing is doing. And now the best part of the whole game, I can make whatever I want for free. I'm gonna need more glass to get more containment units. I need those steel ingots. I need those copper ingots. We need the bronze ingots. We don't have to farm charcoal anymore, and that all under 1 hour. Now I could just go AFK, eat some breakfast, take care of my children, come back tomorrow or whatsoever, and my lads would have been farming consistently materials for me. I might even in like a couple of minutes, he just put like a 20 trace in, but in hours and hours, I'm going to come back. He's going to have 1,000+ trace for me, 1,000+ iron ore. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like this series to continue from this point on to actually now build then into the contained water production to set up the acid farm and so on? Tell me more. Thank you very much for watching and being here. If you're now in need of more tips or the absolute best sniper build in the game, those 2 videos got you covered. Enjoy.